structured it in a way that makes it dead simple for the student to be able to follow and to transform and to embody. Now, the bit about though you putting it into your everyday reality, that's your responsibility. I can't do that for you. Okay? But the energy work will set the premise, the foundation for you to go out into your life and feel the change, attract a change, and make the change. Because, guys, there's just like, I wanted to intervene and say something very, very important here, right? Is that, you know, all this work, all of these modalities, it's all very trendy. It's very fashionable, yeah? Oh, you know, do this course and that course and the other course, and it's going to change my life. You've got to be very careful, because a lot of it, and I'm not talking about the people out here, but a lot of it out there, be careful. When you go on the internet and stuff, it's very gimmicky. And they don't take you to the depth or the core. Now, fusion will take you to the depth of the core, and it will strip you naked. And you will have to take such a deep look at yourself that you might be scared. But in fusion, we make sure that we pick up those pieces and heal it as well. So we don't just like, you know, oh my God, I've just found out this about myself, that about myself, and then just leave it there. We transform it and change it too. Okay, so it's very, very, very deep, profound work. Okay? So this is the cosmic laws, and it's got a lot of elements to it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a snip of one of the laws. This one I'm going to teach in December the 11th, and it's the law of rhythm. So να κάνουμε τώρα όλοι μαζί έναν απόσπασμα του νόμου του ρυθμού. Okay, that's what we're going to do right now. So, in the law of rhythm, there are other laws at work as well. So, έχουμε το ρυθμό. Rhythm is like a pendulum. Do you know what a pendulum is? Or a kermes. You can buy them actually, right next to my table. Prehistoric Treasures has pendulums. But the pendulum of life and existence swings left to right, right to left, up and down, you know, whichever way you want to look at it. Now, the law of rhythm states, which is an immutable law, this law says that because of this swing, we swing from negative to positive, from correct to incorrect. Μπορούμε να δούμε επίσης from good to evil, we can say. In life we can say that. It's rubbish when people say there's no such thing as good and evil. If there's somebody who's teaching that, it's a load of rubbish, I'm telling you now. Because evil is out there, okay? All the way out there, not just on this earth, by the way. And so we need, when we understand universal truths and laws, we learn how to deal with these things, okay? And that's what the law of rhythm is all about. We swing from good to bad, left to right, evil to good, right? Now, because we swing from good to bad, there's this other law that's working in the law of rhythm called the law of compensation, which means if I swing to good, let's say for example, I have fortune in my life. It means it's either followed by poverty, or there was poverty before the fortune, right? Because that's what the law states, it's rhythm, okay? So law of compensation is at work here saying, well, you know, if you're going to have so much good, you've got to have so much bad as well. So in this case, we need to learn to bypass the law of compensation. Do you understand? Because that compensation isn't working for us, you know? I don't want to have to work really, really hard, you know, I want to do it without suffering. I want to do it gently. I want to do it softly. You know, work, yes, but not like slavery. You know, you don't want that. But if you look out in the world, isn't that generally how it works? You know, I look at my parents, for example, and they had to sweat blood and tears and, you know, to be able to achieve and to raise their children, you know. So that's that law of compensation that says, well, you have to be a slave in order to achieve. So that is the law of compensation that is working with the law of rhythm, the undercurrents of the law of rhythm. So you're beginning to understand how deep this is. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we are going to overstep that law of compensation so that your rhythm can be a nice flow of rhythm. That's what we're going to do right now. Okay? So, I'm going to show you a picture right now, and it comes from the tarot, and it's called the Seven of Swords. Ned? Yes.
Question.
You may, of course.
So, like a pendulum goes back and forth.
Ned?
If I'm poor now, and at some point I get rich,
Yeah.
then, like a pendulum, what in the future, will I not get poor again?
That's a great question. It's possible, but you know how else it could work. It's all kind of interlinked with karma and stuff as well. So, for example, in another time and place, you might have been like poverty, yeah? And then, for whatever reason, you've done loads of work on yourself, and you've come into this lifetime, and now you are ready to embody abundance. And so you have an abundant time in this lifetime. So the law of rhythm and compensation can work on bigger cycles of lifetimes, not just within this one. And I love this. So good and bad can swing in and out of other existences that you have, not just this one. Today, we're talking about this one, to understand it better. But can you understand, like, I have had loads and loads of lifetimes, where I was in poverty and suffering and doing all of the, the Jesus Christ, what do you call it, sacrificing stuff and all of that business, And I suffered for the majority of this life too. But because I did a whole load of work on myself, it means that I've already bypassed this law. But somebody who hasn't bypassed this law, who's doing this class, gets the opportunity to heal it. Does that make sense? So either if it's come from another time and place, another lifetime, or this one, you get the opportunity to zero it out through the law of neutrality. So we're dealing with three laws right now, here, today. We're dealing with the law of rhythm, which is the main one, the law of compensation, which is the sneaky one that's trying to put you in the... Right? And then we're also dealing with the law of neutrality, which is the one that's going to help to neutralise the nastiness of compensation. Are you with me? Does that make sense? Alright, so...
From going from positive to negative, from negative to positive, from good to bad. So how can you compensate if it's moving endlessly?
I wish I had my pendulum with me because I would show you. Has anyone got a pendulum with them? Okay. So has anybody got anything dangling? Excellent. I'm talking about, I'm carrying the dangling. Look, I mean, it's really heavy, but that's even better. Hello, Nessa. Yes. By the way, it may look like my hand's moving, but it's so heavy that it's making my hand move. Okay, that's why I'm trying to hold it still. No. Stop. 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 Start. Positive. Positive. Heart chakra. reason why I showed you this example is because what you project through the power of your consciousness will have an effect on matter. This is the metaphysical stuff that your wonderful engineering profession does not cover, because it doesn't. That's not how engineering is about science and physics, right? It's not about metaphysics. So that is an absolutely beautiful example. And by the way, in foundation class, you also learn how to use a pendulum properly. That's part of the syllabus of foundation class. So what I'm trying to say is, through the projection of our consciousness, when we are connected to primary source and the greatest aspect of self, we can have a profound effect on not only the swing of the pendulum, but also how it affects the way that we neutralise compensation. Okay, swing from positive to negative, left to right, good and bad. Thank you for your example, because it made a beautiful illustration. Does that make sense? Perhaps not academic sense, but makes sense anyway, kind of thing? Yeah.
And repair.
And repair, absolutely. Well, repair is that's why we're doing it. It's to repair stuff, really, isn't it? Yeah? There's different words for it, and repair is one of them. Oh, I forgot about this. I pointed it out. I just wanted to say, by the way, that this, it opens, and in the middle is like a little ditch, and it's got a little diamond in there. And around the edge, it says Sat Nam. And that is ancient Sanskrit, and it means I am that. So what that basically means is that, you know, I kept telling you about the gold that we connect to, that primary source point that we connect to. That's what this represents. Okay, so I just thought I'd tell you to use it. Right, so back to the law. I'll check the time as well. So Seven of Swords. Now the reason we bring Seven of Swords up is that it actually corresponds, this tarot card actually corresponds to the law of rhythm. Okay? I'm not going to tell you how right now. If you come to this class, you will know how. However, I'm going to show you a picture of the card, Seven of Swords, and you will see that our guy on the Seven of Swords has 7 knives, and he's carrying 5, and he's left 2 behind. 7 of Swords, 7 of Swords, one for you, 7 of Swords, there you go. Now, I'm no expert, guys, in the tarot, but I am an expert in making the correspondences between all of the different metaphysical wisdoms in order to create a formula to change something within ourselves. That's my expertise. Okay, I'm not a tarot person. So there he is, 7 swords, he's holding 5, and 2 are stuck in the ground. Can you see how he's a little bit like, he's like that, isn't he? He's looking behind him. Okay, so now I'm going to tell you what this card represents and why we are going to use it. The 7 of Swords represents cunning, okay? It represents the con artist, abadeonas, and the thief, ogleftis. So on this card, the man cannot carry the swords and must leave 2 of them behind. By implication, this is an incomplete victory, in fact, though success appears to have been achieved. So, νομίζει ότι έχει νίκη, αλλά στην πραγματικότητα είναι αποτυχία. Γιατί? Επειδή υπάρχει η πονηριά, η απατεωνιά και η κλεψά. Okay? So in the process that we're going to do now, we want to see where we have been, all of us, where we have been poniros, apateuonas, y kleftis. Maybe we've been like that with our